Okay, greetings, brethren. I'm going to give you an overview of this treasure trove of documentation that's come from Dudley Goff. It all came here in this bag, this satchel, leather bag the Davidians often use to carry their books and documents. Some amazing things in here. I'll give you an overview now. Right here we have original tract literature. There's TG's Volume 1, Volume 2. There's the answer books. There's the numbered tracts, miscellaneous tracts. So that stuff we're familiar with. We've seen these documents and archived them. But there's some, and then up here we have the two books, Shepherd's Rod, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Okay, we've seen copies of those before. Also, this is the New Symbolic Codes, published by Florence. We've seen these copies at Andrews University. They've been digitized by Bashan, so we have all those digital documents. The 1958 Shepherd's Rod Scripture Index, this was put out during Florence time, and we've seen copies of this. Don Adair went after it. One of the problems with that is it includes some references to the new codes, so we have revised and done a version that only is the original Shepherd's Rod. Something else of interest, these are the tracts called the 11th Hour Radio Message. And this is when Florence completely remodeled the original Shepherd's Rod, this, and gave out this in turn, all of this literature. And it reinterpreted the word church, referring to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, as to mean all the Protestant churches. So that's when they decided to take the message to the Protestant world with the radio program. And Dudley was part of that, and in the interview we'll discuss more of that. But they have this literature here down in Salem at the Davidian Rest Home. So I've seen that before. Now here is something that's remarkable. It's a set of small charts that the hunters were given when they went out in the field in 1954, and that campaign, that hunting campaign, continued after Brother Houteff died. So this is obviously was in a ring binder, and it includes some things that we don't expect, like this is the cover of Track 1, the Dardanelles, but it's the original artwork, not the redone stuff that you see with Mountaindale. And then they had, I'll just flip through some of these quick here. What you'll see here, we've seen this illustration. This was the branch grafted into the vine in Isaiah 11. So this illustration came out of the original literature, but they made a small chart out of it, along with these two images of the trumpets and the comparing what the rod teaches of the Bible versus the counterfeit of Uriah Smith. So this is artwork that came out of the rod. So they made an illustration for teaching purposes. And then, of course, they've got the original small charts. And this Daniel 2 is colored, but very lightly. This one, the coloring's a little bit different. Revelation 12. What's interesting about every one of these is on the back, there's documentation in here. Letters. This is a letter from a brother Nagel, discussing something. In every one of these, there's all kinds of documentation, original documents, quotes and references from material related to giving the studies. Of course, they didn't have PDFs back then, so they had to use they didn't have photocopier or Xerox machines either, so it's either mimeograph or original documents like newspaper clippings, advertisements for evangelistic meetings, So this is all original documentation. Here's references that they probably used in studies, quotes from the Spirit of Prophecy. Here's some maps. This is interesting. This is Ezekiel 47. Of course, some people think that Brother Houteff, the chart was done, and the original is in Shepherd's Rod Volume 2, but this is a colorized version, and we've seen people like Mountaindale and Waco use this, and there's some differences here. We'll scan all these for comparison purposes, but the hunters did incorporate this because Brother Dudley was a hunter trained under Brother Houteff. And then, like I say, in the back of these, they have documentation, references, and so forth on the back of all of these. So wherever he got these from, they were from original tracks or set up on a typewriter. So, here we go. Here's the one, that controversy, the temple chart golden bowl. Okay, look at that bowl, brethren. How many pipes? Only 6, just like Brother Houteff did everywhere else in the rod. No 7th one. Of course, that was done by Don Adair. He admits it. So there's all your basic rod study charts. Small format, like I say, on the back of every one, various documentation, references and quotes. Now here's another one. This is from, I think, track 8. Jeremiah 23, taking the 2 sticks and bringing them into one. So taking artwork out of the rod and making a chart illustration. What else here? There's some remarkable stuff here. This is a very important document here. This is, now Dudley was a DLI student. This is the curriculum. Okay, the first thing here is the Davidian wedding rules. And it outlines official notice. This, from Mount Carmel under Brother Houteff. Okay, with various notes. There are a lot of people married at Old Mount Carmel. And so this is interesting, all original documents. So, of course, we're going to scan all of this so we can research it and find out what's in there. This is really interesting. These are the outlines for the studies. Like here's the correspondence course. You wonder where those outlines came from. Well, we got them from Mountaindale. Mountaindale got them from Yucaipa, but where did Yucaipa got them from? Well, this is the original. Okay, with the questions and references and outline. Okay, so we can now confirm that those Bible correspondence courses that we have for requirements were part of the curriculum at DLI at Old Mount Carmel. So here's the one on inspiration. This is the advanced studies. This requires you to really do your homework. So here it is, all original, ring binder, the course curriculum for the DLI. And we're going to, of course, scan this all. But rather than a copy, unverified, this is, and there's his copy of the Words of the Little Flock. What else is in this? We're just looking at this. Elijah the prophet. Oh, this is the counterfeit from D.E. Robinson, trying to say that somebody trying to contradict TM 475, referring to Ellen White, which we know is nonsense. So, so those documents are in there, and then look at this. Some other documentation. Here it is, the Levitical Institute Ministerial Bible Course Attainment Examination. Okay. And so this is the training. Here it is, original. And look at this. I haven't even opened this, but there's other documents in here. We'll find out. Sneak peek. Oh boy. Newspaper clippings. So, brethren, some remarkable history trove. And it gets better. This is so exciting. Look at this. Photographs. All kinds of of Old Mount Carmel. These are original. They've never been seen before. Now, the photos that are out there came from Sister Bonnie, but these are not her photos. I've never seen these photos before. Davidians, Dudley's in there. Photos of Brother Houteff's funeral. I mean, we're talking the original photographs here. This is not a scan. Of course, we're going to scan these. There's the men, leaders, young folks, all this remarkable documentation, original photographs. And it gets better. These are slides. 3 boxes packed full of slides, and every one of them, I'll hold this up to the light here. This pictures of Old Mount Carmel. Guess what? They're in color. They're in color. This is unbelievable. They have never seen the light. There's one of the buildings that looks like, the building with the bakery and the cafeteria, all that. Color photographs, slides. So 3 boxes full of them. Never been seen before. So this is an incredible, incredible document, or a find here. So excited. I can't wait to get these archived. It gets better. Look at this. These are magnetic tapes, recordings on reel-to-reel. Not to disappoint anybody, there is no recording of Brother Houteff. However, there are recordings of Florence Houteff taking her case, putting the SRod message before the conference men. It's on tape. There's a recording of Dudley Goff giving a sermon, and there's a recording of Oliver Hermanson, her brother, apparently giving a sermon. Out of the vault, out of the time capsule. By the grace of God, we're going to figure out how to get this material from these magnetic tapes, audio files, into digital so that we can all listen. I'm sure you'll be very eager, as I will, to find out, to hear the voice of the apostate Florence Houteff and what she has to say. So, just remarkable material. These are also, looks like course materials and outlines and notes and documents. We've got more photographs, some color ones. These ones over here, this is 1992 when Dudley visited the place just before the burnout of Koresh. So there's B8 there. Here's some color photographs, or some photographs of Davidians. I've never seen these before. Some of them, I don't have any info who that is. Hopefully Dudley can ID these people. Here's a picture of Dudley with his son at New Mount Carmel under Florence. He lived there. Here's a set of folders in here. Unbelievable. We have copies of the original symbolic codes. This is the second set. The only set that I ever knew of, we scanned these, was from Bonnie Smith. And now here's another set come out of the archives to time history. Here's the original scripture index, not the counterfeit of Florence, but Spirit Prophecy Index of Shepherd's Rod. So here's the original mimeograph. I'm not sure if this is Florence did this one. We'll find out. We'll scan it. Here is Davidian tenets of faith. I mean, this is just remarkable documentation here. And we're going to look these up. Seventh-day Adventist General Conference, spring 1959, hearing the Davidian teachings. Okay, this was in Florence. They all met before the conference, so we've got the original transcripts of that. We have this one here, the transcript of Brother Houteff's hearing before the brethren around 1934. Here's the mimeograph of that transcript. I mean, this is the original. It's a carbon copy. It's an original carbon copy. You know, Elder Daniels and the people as they interrogated. And this is where they come up with the book, the reply to the shepherd's rod. Now we have a digital version of that, but that was the manuscript they used. The branch in road and all, a bunch of stuff of the bogus branch. Leadership issues up to 1959. So we're eagerly look through all these documents. They're like I say, it's original. Here's more. Look at that. The Volume 5, number 2. No, Volume 3, number 2. These are all original symbolic codes. I mean, here they are. Original. Second set known to the whole world. There's some of them there with the, you'll recognize this cover artwork. That one. That one. Volume 9, numbers 1 to 12. Here they are. Now, we have digitized this from Sister Bonnie's collection, so I probably won't have to do that. Oh, man. There's so much interesting stuff. More notes, some card files, index card files. We heard about card files. A lot of those got burned up in the trailer. Waco stole some. They have copies, but, you know, as if they're some great secret. But these were just how Brother Houteff had in the office answers to questions, and they could go to the card file rather than ask Brother Houteff all the time. And then later, a lot of this got incorporated into answer books. So those will be interesting to scan those. And then finally, we got here an original set of charts on the stand. The stand is kind of cool. It's the wooden clamp, but I like the platform here. It's a wooden, handmade wooden thing, 2 pieces with a collapsible bottom. I've never seen this configuration before, but this was obviously probably a pattern that the hunters used. It comes apart here. So let's flip through the charts real quick. I'll just do this as one video. We could break this. Oh, I'll stop it.